So I'm going to show you guys how to play Jump by Van Halen. So Eddie composed this. Eddie recorded it on an Oberheim OBX-A, which was an old synthesizer, early 80s synthesizer back then. Dial, I mean, it was nothing like fancy. It was the new thing back then. It's a dinosaur now if you can even find them. This song brings back, man, memories for me. I remember vividly. It takes me back to the December of 1983. I was with my two older brothers. We went to the mall, and there was a store in the mall called Record Town. It was right next to Sears. And my oldest brother, Steve, we call him Roscoe. That's another story. He bought the 1984 Van Halen tape. That's what we used to call it back then, tape. Hey man, I got a new Van Halen tape. There were no CDs back then in the early 80s. So cassettes were like the new thing, you know. I mean, there were past 8 tracks of the 70s, and I remember listening to those too. But I mean, cassettes were cool. It was like, you know, that was our term, cassette tape. We used to say, hey, I got a new Journey tape, man. I got a new REO tape. Got a new Van Halen tape. So he bought 1984, the cassette. So we get home, and my brother puts it in, and I hear that first, you know, the beginning, 1984. And I hear that, and I'm like, man, that's Van Halen? He goes, yeah, man, that's Van Halen. Oh, that's cool. It's a new sound for them. Before that, there were just guitar, bass, drums, and lead singer. The bands in the 70s really didn't have keyboards, and it was just at the turn of the 1980s by 1980 they were really becoming popular, and all the bands jumped on board. The synthesizers and keyboards were really popular, and they were coming into their own. They're almost like overpowering like electric guitars. If you were a band without a keyboard in the 80s, you were almost, I mean, Bon Jovi had a keyboardist for his band. Unless you was like Motley Crue or, you know, Black Sabbath or Iron Maiden or Judas Priest, they didn't have a keyboard, but the newer bands did, and Van Halen jumped on board with it. And so we listened to it, and I'm like, man, that's a cool sound. That's Van Halen. He goes, yeah. I go, man, I like that. So of course, then the opening of Jump, and that came on, and I'm like, man, that sounds cool. I like that new sound. Okay, guys, here it is. Here's an overhead. I'll show you every part from beginning to end of Jump on the keyboard. It's basically and that's when he starts. I'll do it slow. A couple things about these last 3 chords. First of all, he doesn't go. It doesn't go. It's. And then he picks up. So the third one is. Keeps his thumb on the C, and then the third one he picks up. And that's one thing. And on the second thing, I've seen people do it on YouTube. It stays on the C until the C chord, and then it goes to the F. So it doesn't go, it doesn't switch to the F at the F chord. It stays on the C until the last 2. So it doesn't go to the F bass until that C chord, the second to the last chord. So again, it's. That's the whole verse. It basically just repeats. So the pre-chorus, when he goes. You see me standing here, I got my back against the wrecking machine. It's basically hovers from an A minor to a G. So the music says, and and then it goes F chord, C over E, D minor, and then it goes F, C over E, G. So the chords are A minor, G, and then F, C over E, D minor, F, C over E, D minor, and then F, C over E, G. And then he goes right back to the beginning. And then he goes. Oh, hey you, who said that? And he goes right back into the second verse. That's it. That's the whole verse and pre-chorus. So the guitar solo, he switches from the key of C to B minor, to B flat minor. So the 4 chords that he switches, I'll show you, he's hitting this, the notes that he says he's hitting on the sheet music that I have on that whole time is the whole guitar solo. And it goes down low on the third one. It's the same thing. And that's when he gets into that part. So the guitar solo is just 4 chords or 4 sets of, so all he does, the 4 chords are B flat minor, F sharp, A flat, and D flat. So that whole, he's doing that during the guitar solo on the keyboard, but the chords are, so let me do that slow for you. It's then he goes on the third one, he goes lower. Same thing though. And then he goes to the C, back to the C, and I'll show you the keyboard riff. And so the 4 chords again are and then it goes low. Okay, so here we go. So here's the keyboard riff. This is one of those things that sounds so cool on the radio, and it sounds difficult, but it's really not. I mean, it's really not that complicated. So this part, all he's doing is he's using a triplet arpeggio. He's backtracking on the G chord, the C chord, and the F chord. That's all he's doing. So he's holding down on the C, and I'll do it slow. Picks up again. Then he goes to the F bass. Now he goes down to the G chord, but not this G, the lower G. Then he goes to a G bass. That's an F chord. G, F, G, F, G, F, G. And then he goes to the B flat and he does the G sus4. So here's, again, that part I just showed you from the front. Here's that exact same part on the, I'm not going to go through it. I already showed you that. It does that 4 times and then it gets back to the, on the 4th time, and then it goes. Picks up on the C. F. G on the bass. Okay, now this part, again, it's not as complicated as it sounds. With practice, you guys can get it. It basically he goes to the B flat on the bass and holds it down, but the notes he's hitting is a G sus4 chord. but with the top G. So you got the bottom G, the top G, the G, and the C and the D. Those are the only 4 notes he's hitting when he's trailing. So it goes. Now I'll do that slow. All he's doing is now a couple things I'll say. The first 3, for whatever reason, when he first starts it, he only hits he skips the C on the first one. So a little slower it goes. Then it goes 1, then so he does that count 7 times on the first on the first one. 1, only the first 3 though. Only he skips the C on the first one. So count 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 6, 7. And on this last one, he doesn't do. I've seen guys do it. It doesn't do the same thing. That's incorrect. On that last one, when he holds the A flat, he does it 3 times. He goes those 3 times. And then when he gets to the D, he starts trailing and rolling it. So what I mean by that is I'll do it slow. So on the last one, he goes. See the difference? So here, I'll show you the difference. This is incorrect. This is the right way. And then he goes. And he goes right back to the beginning. That's it. That's the whole song. And then he starts. And then same as the beginning. And then it just repeats and it fades out. That's it. That's the whole jump. The whole keyboard part of jump. This is probably the toughest part. But once you practice it, again, that first one, for whatever reason, he skips the C. And then the last one, 1, 2, 3, and then that's when he rolls it. Okay? That's it, guys. Practice it, and it's not as tough as it sounds. See you on the next one.